Hello class, we are going to build a major scale. A scale is a selection of notes within an octave. The first scale that we will discuss is the major scale. The major scale is always constructed with this formula. W represents whole steps and the H represents half steps or semitones. So a major scale will have whole, half, whole, half steps. Let's build a C major scale. So our first note will be C. Between C and the next note, which is D, we have a whole step, so we are all good. Then between D and E, we have another whole step. The next note will be F, and here we have a half step, exemplified here in the piano by not having a black key. The next note after that from F will be G, a whole step. The next note will be A, another whole step. The last note for a whole step will be B. And then between B and C, we will have a half step. Again, exemplified here by not having a black key between the key of B and C on the keyboard. So the C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So all the white keys on the keyboard. Now, let's build a scale starting on E flat. This is going to be another major scale because it has the given pattern of whole and half steps. The first whole step takes us to F. The second whole step will take us to G. Now, between G and the next pitch, which is A, we need to create a half step. If we were to use A natural, that would be a whole step. So we're going to have to flatten the A, creating an A flat in order to have a half step. Now, because the A is flat and we need to create a next whole step, we will have to use B flat. A flat to B flat is a whole step. The next whole step will take us to C. The next whole step will take us to D. And then finally, between D and E flat, we will have another half step. So the E flat major scale has E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Notice that we have 3 flats in the E flat major scale. The fourth flat on top doesn't count because it's repeated. For our final scale, we will use a D major scale. Notice that we will need to continue to have the same major scale patterns of whole, half, whole, half. The first whole step from D takes us to E. We need to create another whole step from E to F. But in reality, if we look at the keyboard, there is only a half step between E and F. So we are going to have to use a sharp, an F sharp, in order to create a whole step. Next, we'll need to use a half step from F sharp to G, and then another step from G to A, another step from A to B, and then between B and C, we need to create another whole step. If we leave the C natural, it will be a half step, like in the keyboard. So we're going to have to raise the C to a C sharp to create a whole step. Lastly, between the C sharp and D, we have another half step. So the D major scale is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Notice that D major has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. It is possible to build a scale, a major scale, starting on any pitch. Just the one thing that we need to observe is that we follow the pattern given for major scales, which is whole, half, whole, half.